Perpendicular bisector. Now that we have discussed about constructing the angular bisector, let's see now how a perpendicular bisector can be constructed for a given situation. Construction of perpendicular bisector is the session for today. To construct the perpendicular bisector of a given line. To construct the perpendicular bisector of a given line. Now that we know that a perpendicular bisector is a line which exactly passes through the midpoint of the given line and which is perpendicular to the given line. To recap with, a perpendicular bisector of this line AB would be nothing but a line which is exactly passing through the midpoint and which is perpendicular. Is how we understand the perpendicular bisector. So this line is referred as perpendicular bisector because this line passes through the middle point M of the line AB and this is perpendicular to the line AB. So let's see how perfectly we can draw this kind of a line for any line AB given out there. This session is about construction of perpendicular bisector of a given line. I have a line AB which is given with its endpoints A and B. Now let's see how we can draw the perpendicular bisector. The first rule what we make in perpendicular bisector is I take the compass at pointer A and then by fixing the radius I take the precautionary measure that the radius is more than half. That means I cannot take the radius which is less than half and cut an arc. I always take something till here or here or here which is approximately more than half. So putting the compass pointed at A, I take the radius more than half and then cut an arc. Something like this. Similarly, I do not disturb the radius, but with the same radius, I put the pointer now at B and then from the compass, I cut an arc. That's how we get the two arcs cutting. Is how we get the two arcs cutting. So now we have the arc which is cut on both sides and this is the way I get the two arcs from A and B meeting at this points, say P and Q. They meet at P and Q. Let me join the 2 points P and Q using a ruler. So when I draw this with a ruler, I get a line which is exactly in the middle and perpendicular to AB. Is how the construction of perpendicular bisector defines. So here we get a line which is exactly passing through the middle point of AB and which is perpendicular to the line AB, cutting at 90 degrees. Therefore, this line which is obtained by taking the compass more than half and cutting the two arcs, we get perpendicular bisector. So here comes perpendicular bisector. PQ is the perpendicular bisector which is obtained through the construction process. Let's see the rules in step-by-step process. The first rule is For the given line segment AB, we take the compass with radius more than half. Using compass, cut an arc from point A such that its radius is more than half of length AB. This is very important. This is taken as precautionary measure, because if you don't take the distance more than half, the two arcs never cut, and there's no question of forming the perpendicular bisector. In order for the two arcs to cut, the rule is that the arcs must fix with the radius more than half. So here, using compass, cut an arc from point A as we get here, such that its radius is more than half of AB. Cut an arc from A on either sides of AB, because we don't cut the arc only on the top but on either sides of the line AB, here and here. Therefore, using compass, cut an arc from A on either sides of AB such that its radius is more than half of AB. Next, cut an arc from B on either sides of AB with the same radius. Now here I do not disturb the radius from A, but with the same radius I repeat the same process, but now from point B. Cut an arc from B on either sides of AB with the same radius. The two arcs meet at P and Q. As can be seen, the two arcs meet at P and Q. Now, join PQ and extend on both sides. I join PQ and extend on both sides. Therefore, I observe that the line PQ as obtained is the perpendicular bisector of line AB. Is how we understand PQ being the perpendicular bisector of the line AB. Perpendicular bisector constructed through the following rules.
If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos on CBSE syllabus.